Creating a sustainable future for Africa means intentional investment. That's why FSD Africa, a development agency which is funded by UK aid, is working to support ideas that will transform Nigeria's financial markets while also tackling the dual crises of climate change and biodiversity loss.
Our role as FSD Africa is to create what we call a sustainable future for Africa. So it's to make finance work for the benefit of Africa and its people, support economic transformation. So we break that into basically three buckets. The first one is basically looking at environmental benefits, so creating environmental benefits, understanding how finance can support Africa address the climate change pressure that is coming, and how we can support investments that are needed to enable us to adapt much more to changes from the climate change, and also reduce our own emissions, our contribution to our own emissions in Africa. So investing in newer technologies or investing in projects that reduce the carbon footprint in the continent. The second one, which is very important, is around economic empowerment. So how do we make finance more responsive to creating economic opportunity for Nigerians, improving the quality and the number of jobs that are created, improving people's incomes and farmers' incomes, and finally, improving access to basic services for Nigerian people. And then the third bucket is slightly more challenging, which is around dealing with the issue of fragility. How do we address people who are living in marginalized areas or are themselves marginalized, and how do we make finance work for them as well?
As FSD Africa, Nigeria is one of our focus markets. We are a specialist development agency working to strengthen financial markets in Africa. And here in Nigeria, we've been here for the last 2 weeks, meeting partners and different stakeholders. Our different work streams, we work on risk resilience. We've worked with a number of our partners on the insurance side, and last week we had a number of launches, working with the regulator to launch a regulations platform, as well as talking on sustainable insurance, so bringing together some of the executives from the insurance industry. And then this week, really we're looking at our work on the capital market, so we're doing a lot of work with FMDQ as well as InfraCredit to see how we can unlock capital into the market.
The capital market is a subset of the financial system that's involved in the provision of long-term funds for productive use. The capital market drives any economy's economic growth and development because it's necessary for long-term expansive capital formation. But according to FSD Africa, the size of the capital market as a percentage of GDP in Nigeria could be bigger, and the British High Commission agrees.
The challenge with Nigeria is the sheer size and the scale. So to really have impact at scale, we'll need to bring in also the capital markets, so not just the banks. And that's what we're starting to do. So we have to, first of all, prove the concepts. And we're doing that, for example, up in Jigawa and Kano by proving how regenerative agriculture, which is working, for example, in areas that otherwise would become desert in the north, using nitrogen fixing and regenerative crops and artificial intelligence and data. We give that data to companies, and then they can issue carbon credits, which can then be sold, and some of that money goes back to the farmers. But to create that system does take time. But then there is the potential to scale it up, and we need money up front very often to do that. So we need the big financiers to come in up front, and I know, for example, FSD Africa are talking to people like Rabobank, who are very keen on climate finance. It's the big topic at the moment. How do we finance adaptation and mitigation for the climate change crisis? So I think we are at the early stages, but give it 3-4 years and we'll start seeing things move at scale.
Investment capital through FSD Africa Investment.
Nigeria's investment gaps include infrastructure, insurance, housing and other social sectors, but also climate change and urbanization. And FSD Africa says it's committed to providing the financial and non-financial tools and resources to drive impactful change in financial markets while supporting sustainable economic development. Adefemi Akinsanya, Arise News.